Hello everyone, I'm Andy Knight, Senior Director of Product Management at CycleLabs, and I'm excited to announce the release of Cycle 220. This is an action-packed release that includes new features across all our major product initiatives. It includes, number one, report dashboard support for group tests, along with a better navigation sidebar. Number two, the ability to create your own cycle steps with step plugins. And number three, enhanced editing capabilities in VS Code. Let's dig into these new features together. Here's the latest view of the Cycle Report dashboard. As you can see, it looks different from the previous release. There is a new navigation sidebar on the left that shows all your local test launches. Each card represents one test launch. It shows the test's name, start time, duration time, and final result. The latest runs are at the top. Here's a test run for a feature. When I select it, the sidebar updates to show all the scenarios in that feature. Then, when I select the scenario, the dashboard shows the full scenario view. The sidebar automatically collapses out of the way so that there is as much space as possible for viewing the scenario's results. If I want to look at other scenarios, I can re-expand the sidebar and navigate to them. The new navigation sidebar supports all three kinds of cycle test launches: features, playlists, and now group tests. Again, for each of these, simply click the cards to drill down into their results. This navigation workflow ties together all types of cycle tests uniformly, and it separates high-level reporting from low-level result tracing. Let's talk about step plugins next. One of Cycle's superpowers is CycleScript. You can automate tests using steps that read more like plain language than a full programming language. However, as a tester, that means you're limited to using steps that Cycle provides out of the box. Starting at 220 though, that changes. You can now create your own CycleScript steps with step plugins. A step plugin is essentially a local service that extends Cycle with new steps through an API. One step plugin can define multiple new steps. Steps are defined carefully through an open API specification. You can develop step plugins in any language, but we at CycleLabs recommend Go or Java. When Cycle runs tests, it will launch all its step plugins and use that API to call steps whenever a test uses them. Step plugins are a game changer for Cycle. They enable you to create steps for any kind of system so that your tests can be truly end-to-end. You can also phrase your steps to focus more on behavioral concerns, or the what, rather than automation concerns, or the how. Over the upcoming releases, we at CycleLabs will be developing new sets of steps with our own plugins that will be bundled with Cycle installations. Stay tuned to see what we have in store. For now, please read the user manual to learn how to develop your own step plugins. Finally, we have a small quality of life enhancement for the Cycle testing extension for Visual Studio Code. In the initial 1.0.0 release, the extension supported editing only for .feature files, as shown here. Now, in the 1.2.0 release, we have added syntax highlighting for many other Cycle file types, the .cyc proj and .cyc user settings files, and the .cvt group test files use JSON format, and the .api files use YAML format. The VS Code extension now associates those file types with those respective formats. The syntax highlighting will make values and errors stand out more clearly. By the way, the VS Code extension releases happen separately from the main Cycle releases. VS Code typically updates extensions automatically, so you might already have the latest 1.2.0 version that pairs with Cycle 220. These three new features should help you test better than ever. Cycle 220 also includes a few bug fixes, including a pesky one for API file extensions. Be sure to read the release notes for full details. Cycle 220 is a release that you definitely don't want to miss. Please update Cycle, give these new features a spin, and let us know what you think. Thank you.